Terry Steiner, head women's national team coach for USA Wrestling. We're on the cusp of the women's starting tomorrow. Just take us through this season. It's been interesting with Adeline Gray coming back into the fold after taking a year off. Let's talk about her specific. What does she bring to the team that's unique?
Well, Adeline brings a lot of experience, a lot of, I think, confidence for the rest of the group. I mean, she's been here, many times and climbed to the top. So just, I think her presence, being around the rest of the team is very important. She brings, just oozes, Adeline oozes with a confidence that not many people have, and so that definitely is, for me, it's everyone else. So it's great to have her back.
What did she gain on that year off last year? She was injured, but took that year off. What did she get out of that?
Well, I think she gained a lot of perspective, and I think she just realized how important this is to her. And I think after, she had that letdown at the Olympics, and it was heartbreaking for her, and I think she had to really go back and figure out why she was doing this, and if she was going to do it, it has to be for the right reasons at this point, and I think that she just really wants to be back on this mat and wants to still perform at a high level. So, here she is. I mean, she's coming back in, and it's a loaded weight class. There's no doubt about it. You have Erica Kouib, you have a Turkish girl who was a world champ last year. I mean, Vasilisa, who beat Adeline in Rio from Belarus. I mean, so it's not going to be easy, but Adeline is definitely still very capable and is looking to do some great things.
Helen Maroulis was dominant last year, but a unique situation where she just made the team a few days ago.
Right.
What's her status? I think a lot of people want to know, was she injured and how she's feeling going into this?
Yeah, she had some concussion issues, right, and she had to work through them, and we needed time, right? We needed time to let that heal, and when we looked at the schedule and where to fit that final X in, that Restloff in, I mean, we also had Alex Hedrick, who was part of the junior world team. So, I thought it was important for Helen to have time, and I thought it was important for Alex to be able to just zero in on a junior world competition and then focus on the senior team. So that's why we moved it as late as we could, and I think it was the right decision, because I think, that time off gave both of them, they could focus on what they needed to focus on. And so, yeah, I think Helen's feeling really good right now. I don't think you would see Helen Maroulis step on the mat if she wasn't. We feel good about where she's at.
You have quite a few other unknown commodities as far as just public perception, but you know them. You've seen them compete. There's just some excitement about some of these women that can go out and compete. What do you see on the other 8 weight classes of these gals that know that they have their opportunity to win a medal?
Well, number one, like you said, we have some great leadership with Helen and Adeline, and we've got to have some other girls step up right now. They've done well during the year. We've had a great year of competition with a lot of them, and now it's time to do it on the big stage, right? And so we're going to need them to step up and jump in there. I guess starting from the bottom, you have Whitney Condor. She's been on the world team before. She's been here a few times, and that medal has eluded her. And I think this weight is a really good weight for Whitney. So we'll see what she can do. We have Sarah Hildebrand, who comes in as a #1 ranked girl. But again, she, this is her second time on a world team, but we haven't performed here, and we need to perform on the big stage, and so I think she's ready to do that. I mean, she's had a great year of competition, and we'll see how that goes. Jakara Winchester, I mean, she beat a world bronze medalist to be here, right? And we feel that she's one of the people that as well and needs to step in there. So Jakara's, she's going to have to prove to everyone that she can perform on this big stage, right? Then we have Helen, then we have Jenna Burkhardt, who comes in replacing Ellie Reagan. But Jenna's been here before. That's what I like about Jenna. She's been here. She hasn't had all summer to think about this. All of a sudden she's throwing in, hasn't been stressing about it or things like that, so that sometimes that can be a benefit, right? And so she comes in with realizing that there's a great opportunity in front of her. And again, she's been here before, so I don't think she's going to be so wide-eyed being at this stage, so I like that. Mallory Valtes had a great year, won a lot of competitions along the way, and she's beaten the world champ this year from Mongolia, and she's proven that she's can compete at this level. Now it's putting a string of matches together, right, and doing it here. So we have Forrest Molinari, who comes in, I think, is the number 2 rank. Again, Forrest had a good year this year. A little bit of ups and downs, but she beat Bensetsig Sorensenbold from Mongolia. I mean, 2-time world champion, Olympic bronze medalist. I mean, to be in that match and win that, it showed that she can compete at this level. Now again, it's the consistency of it, right? Tamara Mensah, Tamara's had an unbelievable year. Well, the past couple of years, but doing it on the right stage is where we haven't done that yet. So it's time for Tamara to step in there. She's beaten everyone along the way. We need her to perform if we're going to be in this hunt. And then we have Erin Claudio at 72 kilos, was a world team member in 2015. Now she's back, and she brings a lot of experience in here. She's one of our seasoned veterans and has been around this scene for a long time. So we'll see what she can do. So overall, and then we have Adeline at the top end. So overall, I think we have a good mixture here of veterans and some newcomers, but we're not going to put any limits on them. I mean, we need our young girls to step up and do their job right now, and we feel they can do that.
The men's freestyle team has their day-to-day coaches, the college coaches they were with. A little bit different for the women's freestyle team, and it seems like you have more of a hand in what they do day-to-day. What compare and contrast what the men's freestyle team has versus the women's freestyle team?
Well, we're starting to have the same thing. I mean, the men's program is really they have the regional training centers out there. That's where a lion's share of the men are training at on a day-to-day basis. They come in for a camp into a centralized location. Up to this point with the women's program, we've really been a centralized program, but that's starting to change. We're starting to see our athletes out and about in those RTC programs and the college programs and the existing women's college programs, and we're starting to become a little bit more decentralized. So we're not there yet, but I see it moving more and more in that direction. And it's a change, for me as a national team coach. It's been very hands-on for the last 15 years, and now it's starting to change like that, but we welcome that, because we also know that that's the only way we grow and make ourselves stronger, and this program stronger, as we get more and more people involved in the process of training athletes and the day-to-day process of winning. So we feel that that's an important step with the overall program, but it is a change. It becomes a lot more of a managerial type job than it is a hands-on coaching on a day-to-day basis. So it doesn't matter who gets the credit. I mean, we want our athletes to be here, ready to go and ready to win medals, and that's the most important thing. And so, if we have them in the right training locations that are the right place for them, that's the key for me. So we feel good about it. I mean, we're becoming more like the men's program as far as APO. We're not quite there yet, but we're moving in that direction.
Your identical twin brother Troy's coaching with you. How's that been?
It's great. I mean, I always know that, number one, he has your back, and number two, he's given pretty much the same message to the girls. I mean, so that's always a great thing, and it's great for us to be able to spend some more time together. And you don't always get that time as you get older. You start to have less and less time, it seems like, with your family and your siblings, and so to have Troy with on this stage is great.
Anyone mixing you guys up?
There's a lot. No different than when I go to the NCAAs or around the college circles. I mean, everyone's calling me Troy Steiner, and here I'm sure everyone's thinking that Troy is Terry Steiner, but that's part of the, we've dealt with that since we were young kids. So
All right, all the best.
Thank you.
Thanks, Terry.